All right, you got. Anything you think about?
What you frowning for is my need. Better let's talk about it. Oh, better let's talk about it. What's eating you up? Or you got some baby mama issues you're dealing with? Better let's talk about it. 2-year-old is needing.
This week, I found cause to worry about young men. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
And we are live.
The normal way, actually,
We've-
people.
I mean, today's just been one very, very crazy day. Okay, for those of you who've been with us. But we're live, we're here. We've been able to at least surmount most of the challenges. It's a new production set, so we still have a bit of technical issues. But thank you for joining the live stream back, and thank you for being a part of it. So, much earlier, we were talking about why is it that relationships seem to be in the West, and we had a couple of people who were on the call. If they joined the call, we couldn't have the conversation. Femi is on the call right now, so we'll just quickly talk to Femi. We have our own thoughts about it. Okay, so a bit of background. The way most African countries are, people have skills in African countries, and they are oftentimes forced to travel out of their countries of birth to look for profitable employment or business opportunities. And as a result, people tend to end up in the global north, in the Western countries, United Kingdom, United States, Canada, Austria, generally the Western countries. And most people at some point in time want to bring their families along. And so you end up having cases in which husbands travel abroad, they take their families along with them, and then you hear about a year down the line, they're getting separated. Same thing works the other way. You hear about women who they travel on a study visa, they get a job, and after some time, they bring their husband and children along, and then they start having problems. And usually the problems are of a peculiar kind. They're the kind of problems that they don't seem to have when they're in their countries of origin. Okay, so a couple of days ago, there was a story of a Nigerian woman who threw her husband out of the house in the UK. We tried to spotlight that particular story much earlier. So joining us today is one of our regular viewers. Femi is on the line. Just want to hear from what are your thoughts, really. Why exactly does it seem as if why exactly does it seem as if people travel to other countries and their relationships start to have problems? So
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
you can.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank the producers of this show for giving me this platform. And first of all, I'll do introduction. My name is Femi. I live in Saint John, New Brunswick, in Canada. And recently, I work for a non-government organization, Black Lives Matter. We advocate for the Black community here in New Brunswick and far wide across Canada. So recently, there's a trend that I noticed, and since I came to Canada, the Nigerian community, we've had a lot of people that bring pending issues from back home. They transfer these issues, like unresolved issues, that after a while they come to Canada, and these issues can usually break up the family. They go their separate ways, and I would say it's a call for concern. It's a call for concern, and I think the first story was when I was when I was going to Redeem Church. there was one of their good members, one of their prominent members at the time, and I think the man usually like beat his wife, so like it was more of a domestic violence situation. And I think after, like, and when the woman learned that they were coming to Canada, she did report to her in-law. Like, no, she reported to her in-law and also her brother at the time. So then I think she and her brother concocted that they should, like, she should endure it. Then when they come to Canada, then she can go ahead and break up the marriage. And I don't know who is selling this women having like so many rights. Like, I of course, like in Canada, yeah, Canadian law and Nigerian law in terms of relationship are like very different, because here they give women more, especially if you are not earning well. It's not even women alone. Like, if you are like the partner that is earning the lowest, then the partner that is earning the highest would pay you support when like you split. So unlike Nigeria, where you can go your separate ways and nothing, like nobody's going to come and hold anybody that will come and be paying, like, you know what I mean, like the traditional process of it.
Yeah,
But
Femi,
right now,
Can I stop you? Let me stop you for you. Let me
okay,
stop you. So you're in Canada
yeah,
right now. You
yeah,
told us a story about issues of domestic violence and the rest. We have we'll continue with you. Just stay on the call. We want to bring Ebube is here. She's on the call. Ebube, thank you very much
yep.
for your patience. We'll add you to the conversation. Um, we've sorted out the audio glitches for now. So how you doing? Ebube, how are you doing? Can see you.
What'd you
Can see
say?
you. Ebube is on the call. So I'm just
Oh yeah, I can see Ebube.
Ebube, how you doing? Ebube, we can see you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah, thank
Can
you
you
very
hear
much
me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you. Your audio is loud and clear. Femi, can you hear?
I can.
Okay, so we can hear you. Let's have your thoughts. You're in United Kingdom, I guess. Hello? You can't watch yourself on YouTube, Ebube. As in, the link is, you can't watch yourself on YouTube, so. Hello? We can hear you, just go ahead and speak. Okay, so Femi, you were saying?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you. We can hear you.
But I can't hear anyone. I can't hear anybody at all.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
All of us can hear you.
I can't
Femi,
hear
can you
anybody.
Just go ahead and speak. You can you can make your thoughts and all that. So I know it's a bit strange, but
Okay, well, the thing is, I would just make my own contribution, despite the fact that I can't hear anybody. Yeah. For me, I would say there are certain factors that actually contribute to the failures of marriages outside Nigeria. First of all, is the society itself, where we're coming from, affects our marriages. Naturally speaking, most men are single, despite the fact they are married. They are still very much single, because if you take a public discussion with the women who are actually married, and you sit them down privately to ask them, what is this marriage all about to them, you will be shocked to hear that they wish they can remain single, but they can't because of the society that we are living in. Most of them are married under societal pressure of, oh, it's your age, you need to get married now. Oh, this man is showing you that he loves you, he gives you gifts, he gives you things, and then you are being pressured to marry him. But inside the marriage, those women, they have left the man, but they are just tied to him because of children, because of the family, because of the church, because the society won't support the woman. That okay, there's a reason for you to actually speak for yourself and leave if you know you want your life preserved. Now, coming down to this other part of the world, the West, when a woman and a husband travels out of Nigeria, there is something called an eye opener to the woman, which is number one, the society protects the woman, which we lack where we are coming from. Where we come from, the society do not protect or provide any protection for the woman, for the girl child as a whole. Instead, there is this level of categorization that the society has placed the woman before her birth, and that is where she is meant to stay. So any attempt for her to try and leave that category, she's termed as a bad woman, which is not so. Now, in Nigeria, a man is seen as the head, and the woman is automatically under him, which is not so. That is a very wrong narrative. The man is the head, yes, and the woman is by his side. The woman is not under him. The woman is by his side to support, to advise, to be a partner and a companion to him, and not a subordinate under him. This is the kind of narrative that our society gives to marriages from where we come from. And now it makes most of the men to see the woman as, I must control. If I don't control her, then it doesn't show that I am the man. And in return, it makes the woman scared of who she's married to. It makes her scared of who she's married to, but she can't speak because of this societal issues that she's going to face, the backlashes. So she prefers not to speak, but she only prays for a saving grace day, and that is when they travel abroad. Now you expect a woman who has left a society where she has no protection, and now she's in a place where she has protection, to go ahead and still become a subordinate to a man who abuses her. No, you don't expect it to. For me, when I see marriages that break up in the West, the thing that I hear from the women is, yes, this is not Nigeria, so you cannot do this to me anymore. You cannot do this to me anymore. Now they start recounting the past, what the man has done to them, how the man wasn't protective, how the man treated them, the insult, everything. They start recalling everything, and that's what they keep saying. You cannot do this to me anymore. But what the man is saying is, I brought you here, I paid your fees, and the woman is saying, you cannot do this to me anymore. It shows two things. First of all, the woman has bottled up a lot of grievance against her husband. She has bottled it up. And there's no way for her to express herself because, number one, the man won't listen to her. He's going to say, oh, she's nagging. And again, he's going to tell his mom. He's going to tell his mom, this is what my wife said. And the mom said, oh, when I was this, you need to listen to your husband. Even our mothers, our mother-in-laws contribute to the destruction of marriages. Truth be told, our mothers, our
Can
mother-in-laws
can
contribute to the destruction of marriages. Truth be told. They will tell you, but I wasn't there. Yes, but you said something. But you said something that made the marriage collapse unknowingly to you.
Femi, 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 can you hear me? Hello, Femi. You've been listening. You've been
Yep.
listening to it. You've heard what she has said so far.
Yep,
And it's
yep,
really
I
affecting her
completely
life.
agree with that. A lot of things are like it's true. It's like we share the same experience both in the UK and here in Canada. Like I was like narrating my story. If you listen to the story I was narrating earlier, like kind of like mirror what she said so far. So it's like it's always like the issues, it's always like the things or like the problem that they had back home, and they always tend to like bring it over, and they end up, there's a lot of like, yeah, women have more voice here, women have more platform, women have more support, more advocacy from different sector of the government. So it's like it's easy for them to get this help and get the necessary information they want, and they tend to always like go for it, and it always ends like in breakup or in divorce, or and there are always children involved. So that's why there's a lot of court proceedings, and ends up in alimony, because men are always the one earning the highest. Like I said, whoever is earning the highest will pay the less earning partner alimony and child support. No, child support depends on which partner gets like primary custody of kids, which usually goes to like the mothers. So, like when it comes to, and there was a case that I got to know of like a couple of weeks back. The man helped her to get a loan for what's it called, for her schooling. She's still schooling. She's in her second year. She still has 2 more years to go. And I think domestic violence, and he kicked her out, and now she's looking like it is hard for her to like pay her school fees, and she has a kid. So, and the man is not even supporting financially, like in terms of to help her to pay her school fees and to help her live, and he's not paying child support or anything, and she's trying to like get the help, which like what's gonna end it is just she's gonna get the help that she wants, because and the man self don't even try, because his visa is tied to her study permit, because he's on spousal work permit and she's on study permit. So if she decides to like, if they divorce, if she decides to separate with him and they are separated legally, they will have to deport the man back to Nigeria. So, but I don't know, like the traditional way is kind of like there's a lot of high like women are more like aware of these things, especially in the Western world. But my question now is like to what extent or to what degrees are women taking advantage of this exposure? Because true, we all agree that Nigerian men, like in quotes, they can be promiscuous, they can have that adultery in their nature. Like you said, Nigerian men are single in nature, so that's okay. But like, I mean, to what extent has this exposure really affected most marriages? Because it's not always like the men are not always like the evil or the culprits in every situation. Some situation it might be like, she's no longer willing to like be to listen to his directions. My ex roommate, he was married to his wife for almost 15 years, and all of a sudden he came to Canada. She's also paying the bills. We understand that, But like from what I could see, she's not willing to be the loving partner that they got married. And as a Nigerian man with a little bit of ego, he couldn't take it. So it's not like my point is just it's not always like Nigerian men that are always like at fault. Sometimes you can like different cases bring different issues. And another thing is a lot of our men have like low self-esteem and they have inferiority complex. Because like you can come to Canada and your wife is earning like your wife pay grade is above you, then you begin to like have like a lot of inferiority complex in your home, and like things that are okay before that she would say or she might do, action she might make, and you might not necessarily take action towards it, or you might
Femi,
not
I
necessarily
have a
necessarily
question for
see it
you.
as a big deal.
Femi, you
Yeah,
mentioned right now that you said that you mentioned that women. What about women who contribute negatively? You mentioned that there are some women that are difficult, that they are the ones to be blamed and all
of
that.
course. No,
I'd like
of
to
course.
have,
My point is,
I'd like to
uh,
have if you respond to that your point. I'd like to have
what
if
do you
you
say?
respond. I want Ibube to respond to your point.
Oh,
The
okay.
point you made about yes. So all right, so Ibube, yes. Femi raised a couple of questions, so let's have your thoughts on those.
I think you might have to private chat her because I remember she said she's having issues with her hearing us. So I don't know if you
Okay.
want to like send her a text.
Okay, I'll send it. I'll send it. Okay, so please continue. Let's continue having your.
Yeah. So like I said, it's not. I'm just trying to like for us to paint the right picture out there because we understand that our men are they get them for body, but the issue is just like now we are all in diaspora. We are in a no man's land, another man's land, and we understand that there's a lot of like equality, like marriage equality and stuff going on. And the cultural shock, the cultural expectation, and of a normal Nigerian household, man provides, women deals with like every domestic responsibility of the house. But here in Canada, it's different because like they like bills are shared 50-50. Women pay bills as well. Women also like contribute to like mortgage payments, car payments, and stuff like that. And like if you are going your separate ways, even if the woman contribute just $10 towards paying your bills, when you are divorcing or when you guys are separating, when you are selling the house, you will share the house like 50-50, even with the fact that she just paid $100 towards the house. So it is like they know all these things. They know all this like policy, all this like controls. And does it favor women? Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that now like a lot of Nigerian men, a lot of men in general, they are being held accountable for their actions. And no, in the sense that women sometimes, like I said, like the case of my friend, sometimes they can like overstretch it in the sense that they know these rules, they know this policy, these laws are there for them to protect them, and they can push a lot of buttons that they were not pushing back home. They are beginning to like push it now in Canada.
We have Ibube back on, so I'll bring her
Huh?
on right now. You respond.
Femi very well right now. I can hear
Yeah,
Femi well. Good.
that's good.
Now, first of all, let me tell you. You
Femi
said
heard everything you said. Oh. Femi heard everything you said, and he had a couple of responses for you. Okay,
good.
so I'm kind of like glad that we can have this conversation now.
Yeah.
So
I was about going out anyway. I was about getting dressed to go out before I saw
okay.
your message. Yeah. Now, I said mother-in-laws
We didn't
contribute.
get where you live. We didn't. So just give us a bit of summary. Where are you calling from, and so that people have an idea of
Okay,
exactly
okay. Yeah, my name
a
is
bit of what a
Ibubechi.
bit of what you do presently.
Okay, my name is Ibubechi, and I'm a student, and I'm studying criminal investigation. Yeah, this my second master's in the field. Yeah, I'm actually a graduate of Uniben. Yeah, but I'm studying criminal investigation here. And
I'm also a graduate of Uniben too. Was to say hello to your sister.
yes, I do. And also I'm the current student president of International Students of Teesside University. President elect, actually. I haven't started my office yet. Now, so far so good. I've been able to understand some real reasons why marriages outside Nigeria don't work. The kind of marriage idea that we have in Nigeria is very selfish. It's a very selfish one. Yeah.
Some men
Now,
are
before I go to that, I'm in the UK, and I've been here for 2 years going, and I've seen some little things that I've been trying to draw the dots together, and I've seen that some things that we call cultures of marriage in Nigeria are actually selfish and only beneficiary to the men and not to the women. Now, before I go further, I said that most mother-in-laws contribute to the destruction of their children's marriages. Now, a wife, complains to the mother-in-law and says, see, your son is not assisting me. The pressure is too much on me. Maybe I go to work, I come back, I want to cook, and everything is there. He's not assisting me. I run to do this one, I do that. He's not. Even when I tell him to please assist me, he says, oh, he can't do that. He's the man. The mother-in-law, instead of her to actually talk to her son and said, okay, please, there are better ways to approach situations. She makes her feel that, yes, that is why we married you. Like, we went to pay your bride, so you are the wife. And there's this certain duty that is attached only to the woman. This role, she alone must do it. The man can't get involved. That is a very big lie. When a woman is being told such things, do you think that she's going to come back and then she feels happy that, okay, my mother-in-law has spoken well? She only bottles up the grievance. She just keeps piling it up. And the next thing, she prays for what? A saving grace, a saving day, just a saving day. And when she now finally travels out,
Yes, basically what you're saying is that, are you telling me now that a lot of women who travel out are just waiting to
yes,
travel out so they can
yes,
deal
yes,
with their husband?
yes, I won't lie. Yes, most women who travel out, most married
Hi, John.
women. Wait, Femi, wait. Truth be told, most marriages that break up within the space of 6 months or 1 year after leaving Nigeria, they are just waiting for a saving grace, because number one, they are able to protect themselves now from the society that has refused to protect them. Number two, they are now being exposed to certain things like a man and a woman are meant to complement themselves. When it comes to financial purposes, when it comes to the house chores, when it comes to everything, they are now seeing themselves as, okay, I compliment you, you compliment me. There is no particular chores attached to this. And at that point, some women start trying to reconstruct their mental health. They start reconstructing their mental health. And what happens is they begin to rebel against their husbands. Now, it's not because of, excuse me, it's not because they are only trying to rebel, but it's because of the grievance. Number one, the grievance, they are trying to do a payback. They're trying to make him understand that, guy, this is not Nigeria. So you can't do this to me anymore. You can't talk to me like this anymore. You can't treat me like this anymore. You have to start assisting me and complimenting me. These are just the little things that make marriages to break. Most women just wait for them to just move. And once they move and they get a job to support them, they have this idea of, I don't need this man anymore. I have my kids, so let this man go. Let this man go. And that is just it. That is just it. Nothing more. See,
what you said is really scary.
Yes, it's very scary, but that's it.
What you're saying, because basically, let me tell you what you're saying now.
Mhm.
What you're telling me is that there are lots of women who are in Nigeria and other African countries who are pushing for the family to relocate abroad just because they want to get marriage. That's basically what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is that they pray for a saving grace. And once they get that saving grace, which is traveling abroad, once they get and they travel abroad, they just wait, get a job. And once they see that, okay, this man hasn't changed or he's still doing the same thing, they move. Because do you know why? The society protects them. The society fights for them. And that is just it. That is only what they need, for the society to protect them. Because they know that where they are coming from, the society won't protect them in any way at all. They won't. That is why, once it comes to domestic violence, once it comes to abuse, no matter how little it is, no matter even if it's just laying your hands, you just grab your wife in a very tight manner and she reports. If she says she wants a restraining order, immediately the man is getting it. Do you know why? Because the women are being protected. They are seen as the more weaker vessel and they need to be protected. But where we come from, it's already...
I want to ask a question because I'm looking at the charts right now, and so let me just give you a couple of things that a couple of that people have said. Peter Anulakwa is saying that if you sponsor a lady, especially the wrong one, you see Shege Banza. That
is true. I won't lie to Peter. If you sponsor, see, let me tell you something. In this UK, I've happened. My colleague, this was last year September. My colleague at the office was having a call with his friend. I was on a night shift with him. It was just both of us on call that night. And then his friend was talking to him that from the airport, from Heathrow Airport, Heathrow, London, his wife has already gotten her own apartment.
Are you
from
serious?
Heathrow?
I don't understand. Please,
Now, she came with her husband.
Please, I can't. She relocated with the husband.
Okay, now let me tell you. Now let me let you know. Now, his friend is married to his wife for 5 years in Nigeria, and they have 2 kids. So the husband told her that okay, they should come to the UK for her to study, and she said no. Let the man go study. She wants to work, and they came. But before they came here, she has been having issues with her husband, and then the man wasn't treating her rightly. She told her people that see, she's traveling outside the country and the husband is going to school, but she is going to work to help the husband pay school fees and everything. They agree. But before that, she has already connected her friend in the UK who helped her to get accommodation. So all this while that the plans were busy going on and everything, she was gathering her own money, her own personal money, saving it up for her own personal self. And immediately they got to Heathrow, London. That was where the whole problem started. She just told the man that she's not following him anywhere and that she's going with her kids to her house. Her husband was like, to which house? To where? She said that she has already paid for her own apartment before they came. Her friend did that for her. And then the man had to, speak with her and everything, called her mom, called her brothers, his own mom, everybody, that see what is happening at the airport. Oh, after they've cleared them, they stamped their passports and said, welcome to the UK. The man had to beg her. So it was her father who spoke to her, because her father wasn't aware of all these things that was happening. It's only her mother and her brothers that made this arrangement and everything. Her own father wasn't aware at all that this was what she was going to do. And by the time he spoke to her dad, the dad now, cautioned her, had to call the mother, like, for what? What is going on? How will she do that to her husband in the UK? The man they had to follow her to where she said she got apartment. Luckily for her now, because she's a dependent, she got job on time, and she's not restricted to the 20 hours job stuff. She got the job on time. This her husband saw Win. Do you know what I mean, Win? He saw me, like, he started calling for family meeting, because the woman told him that she was happy when he brought up the idea of them traveling out, because actually that is where she wants to now express herself. And before they came here, her friend helped her to get the accommodation, because she's not going to live with the man. The man did not believe. He did not believe that this is the wife that was inside the house with him. He will tell sit down, he will tell stand up, he will tell this, and then she would just be moving around the house with him. No, he was surprised. Now, the woman got this job and told him that she is not giving a dime of her money to him to pay school fees. Wherever he wants to go get money from, he should. Family meeting started. That night, he had to call my colleague. My colleague was just talking to him. I was now telling him that he needs to beg his wife. He needs now to play like a fool, beg her and everything. And then my colleague asked him, how did you treat your wife when you were in Nigeria? He said, that truly, he wasn't really nice to her. He wasn't nice to her at all. Like, he would make her literally, ask for financial help, stuff like that. So it was not like she now had this opportunity to come here, and now that she's here, she did him shege banza. Shege banza. Now the wife has taken the kids from him. She has taken the 2 children from him. He's on a restraining order not to come close to her. Not to come close to her. This is September last year.
Are you serious?
Yes, this is September last year. She's only have her kids to herself. She's working. The government is supporting her. Because why? She's a woman with kids. So they are giving her support. Now the man is looking for where to get money from to pay his school fees, so he doesn't get kicked out by UKVI and then sent back to Nigeria. All these things boils down to, how do you treat your wife when you were in Nigeria? How did you treat her? How did you treat her? Because there's no way you will treat a woman rightly and then she comes down here and then she will misbehave. This is one. Another one is in this school, Northumbria University. She reported her husband to UKVI that she's no longer getting married to him, and she wants him out of his visa. Why? Because in Nigeria he was cheating, and then he came over this side he came here and started cheating. He started cheating. He thinks, okay, he's the one working. He's the one working. And apparently, oh, there are white ladies when you go to club and everything. So she is working her normal 20 hours taking care of the kids. And then when
The man, was he working too?
yes, he is working. He's
Okay.
the dependent, yeah. And then when he came here, he doesn't help. He goes to club after work and everything. And the lady is like, oh, please, I need help. The man refuses. He doesn't do anything. She just told UKVI that she's no longer getting married, that she's done with the marriage. And she wants him out of his visa. Immediately, the man was sent a mail, 3 weeks to vacate the country. He was given 3 weeks to vacate the country. Because the person...
The funny thing is, I saw on Instagram, is it this week, of a woman and a man, but they were both Nigerians, I think, and she was also complaining too that he's not doing any chores at home, and
Good.
he wants them to split the bills 50-50. So I think this thing is like something that happens randomly there in the Western world too.
Yeah. So the lady now, the mail started going around. If you have any job where they give COS, please let's help this man so he doesn't leave the country and everything. But now tell me, why will you treat your partner badly? Why will you do that? There are other people who came here, their marriages are waxing stronger. I won't lie. They are waxing stronger. Yes, they are waxing really good. Yeah, really, really good. My friend is a testimony to that. Yeah, her husband is the student and she is the dependent. But she paid her husband's school fees. She paid it. The husband wasn't working. She paid the man's school fees. She worked. The only thing that the man does is once he's back from school, he helps her to take care of the house. He does everything. And the lady really helped her. Now, the lady helped not because he is doing the house chores, but because when they were in Nigeria, according to her, she said the man was working and he was truly taking good care of her. That the man took good care of her. So it's not like for her now to pay back to the man. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the challenge I have, and the reason we have a conversation, and I think the reason why it's extremely important is so that people can know what they are stepping into. Because a lot of times you don't know what is in the heart of the person that you are with. A lot of time. You mentioned something much earlier the first time you were talking. You mentioned that there are lots of women. There are some women who get married, not particularly because they love their husband, but they're married to the man because maybe they are getting along in years, and people have told them that you just have to settle for somebody and all that. So in that particular situation where it's not as if you have a situation where the woman is not, it's not as if the woman is particularly too much in love with the man. The man was probably just like the settlement choice.
Yeah.
What should such a man do? Because from what we are hearing now, for such a man, he has no leverage. I think I may be wrong anyway, but my own opinion is that for the woman in this your story to abandon her husband, right, after tolerating a lot in the country they were coming from, I think largely she probably did not like the man from the get-go.
No.
I could be wrong. Okay, so let me hear your thoughts on that.
Sorry.
See.
Can I jump in?
Okay. Look, let me say something so you jump in. See. See. You can love somebody. A woman can love a man genuinely, but along the line, the man's actions towards her can make her fall out of love. She can only now try to tolerate the man because of old time sakes and hope that the man will change. Osato is there. Ask her if I am lying.
Osato,
She's not lying.
okay,
She's
I don't
saying the
understand.
truth.
Now what?
So you can actually love a man genuinely 100%, but when he starts, when he starts misbehaving or doing things that you don't understand or things that don't make sense, then the love start reducing. But according to what she said, for old time's sake, so that you will not pay him back or show him this type of shege I'm hearing right now. For old times, so when you think about the old times and all, then maybe you can still consider him and all. Sure. But
Yeah, you
it
just
takes
try
a
to
takes
tolerate.
very yes, exactly. We just need to tolerate it. For women, we tolerate a lot from men. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we keep things, we write to say, okay, this is what he did to me, but we just like, but once it gets to the point where we are like fed up and everything, and we cannot take it anymore, then all these actions will
Okay,
just
so
come up.
okay, I hope that anyway,
I can
this
see
this
the men on the live chat, they are going wild.
I can see the man on the live chatter.
Yes,
Okay, so
exactly.
but we'll just
Relax.
we'll still come back to you. Let's just take a couple of comments. All right, so one of the comments we have, Damlari Animal Sham says that kings, wise up.
It's not about wising up or
No,
anything.
it's
If you
not
treat
about
someone
wising
right,
up. No, it's
exactly.
about
If you treat
treating
someone
your
right,
partner rightly. This is what they need to educate young men about. Treat your partner rightly. The way you want to be treated, or the way you want your sisters to be treated, treat your partner like that. See,
Are you telling me?
woman,
Are you
let me tell
telling
you
me
something.
that? Okay, all right, I'm with you.
Every woman have two sides like this. Two sides. If you want a woman's good side, treat her rightly. If you want a woman's bad side, treat her wrongly.
This is the challenge I have with this recipe for treating people rightly or wrongly. There's a challenge with that, and the challenge with that is that a lot of people, you do not know, you cannot tell the measure to which somebody expects to be treated in the right way. You can't tell
Yes,
the measure. You get,
that
because
is true.
some of the
You cannot,
some of
yes.
some of the things that you are saying now, if it's just, are you saying that all the women who have issues with their husbands in the UK, the husbands were terrible men? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. No. Some women actually came here with the mindset of, okay, when I get into the country, I will just meet one Oyibo guy, I will just meet one Oyibo guy that I will just, get married to, and then immediately I will get papers. But I'm sorry to shock their bubbles as they are hearing me. No be like that. It's not like, because even the white men, they are not even seeing your faces. Especially this country that I am in now, in the UK. Men are busy with work from 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening. Some
The
are
only time you see
working
them
from
in
7
nightclub.
in the morning, to 5 in the evening. So really, most people don't really have that time. If don't really have that time to start chit-chatting or looking for relationship where they have bills to pay. And like the first 6 months I entered this country, I was wondering what is happening on the road. The roads are very clean. Where are the people? Don't they go out? Don't they walk on the streets? Don't they drive? Like, why is the road empty? Scanty cars. It's because they are very busy. If they are not outside, they are inside. Because you come out, there are so many bills to pay. If you park your car, you are swiping to pay. Anything you do, you are paying, except you are taking a walk, and that is for leisure, or you are walking with your dog. So the country it's a billing country on a 24 billing. Yeah. So some people actually have restricted their lifestyle to being indoors when they come back from work. Yeah. So relationship still happens, but some women, aside being abused from Nigeria, that leave their husband, have issues with their husband. Some just have this mindset of once I just get down here, immediately, boom, I will just see one kind white man that I will just get, and then I will get papers. This narrative, it's not true. It's not working. That's a lie. It's very rare, on a very 1 to 10%, that you see this happen. Yes, a very rare percent. But the bottom
Okay,
line
so
of everything that make marriages break up is men should treat their women rightly. And women,
we get you. We get that part. That men should treat women. You've been able to. You have as a man and as the host of this show, I will tell you that you've been able to pass that point across from the point of view of the women. Okay, so what you had something you had to say about women. You were about to say that. You were something about what women should do.
yeah, women, in the other sense, I know that we are very accommodating, and we know how to accommodate pain a lot. We know how to accommodate. I would advise that it's better you take a walk in Nigeria before you come down here, because if you come down here and you take, yes, I would advise that it's better for the woman to divorce the man in Nigeria. Do you know why? Because
Okay, why?
if the woman divorces the man here, in the UK, the man is bound to lose almost everything he has. If he has a house, the house goes to the woman and the kids, because she must get a place to stay. The man moves out of the house with his clothes. If there's a mortgage on the house, who is going to pay for it?
Is it the man?
Good.
So it's going to keep
yes.
paying the mortgage.
But sorry, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Are you sure? Because I know for a fact that the way they do this thing is who is earning the highest. I understand that, like in most cases, they always ask the man to like leave the house and pack his properties and stuff like that. But I know that when it comes to like sharing bills and like paying all these bills, it all depends on like the earning capability of each of the partner. So if in a scenario where like the woman is earning more than the man, like would they still say that okay, the man should come and be paying all these bills? Like I'm just asking a question.
Okay, now the house is on mortgage, and it's the name of the man that is there. Who is going to pay for the mortgage?
Well, technically, most couples that get like mortgage, I know for a fact they get it in both of their names. So it's still gonna be their joint responsibility.
It's from who earns more that pays the mortgage.
Exactly, that was what I
Who
said earlier.
earns
That if
more
the
that
woman
pays
is
the
earning more,
and most of the time in this country, when a woman has kids from a very tender age, they have a certain hour that they work. Like, for example, my relative I was going to see this evening before I got the message to come join this call, she has 2 kids. She's working, but she works only 1 hour 30 minutes a day. And that is what is attached to her as a working mother with kids who are still very tender. So she can't work more than that because she needs time to take care of her kids. So her husband, who is my uncle, does all the working and everything, and all the bills paying, the mortgage, everything is from his own account. It's from his account because the woman, she's not really working anything. So the government also pays her a monthly stipend to help take care of herself and the child. That's why the fact that she's getting money from work, the government still pays her. Her husband also does the same for her. So if something like this is to happen, it's the man that will leave the house for him with a restraining order. If she says she wants it, they give it to her. The man doesn't come close to the kids except she decides to let him come close to the kids.
Femi, I think Femi wants to respond to this.
I know that. Sorry to cut you off. I know that like usually when two partners when they separate, it's always like the woman always like retain primary custody. But in some case, that's like when there's like a mutual agreement that they want to like go their separate way. The man always retain the rights to visitation.
Yeah,
So
that's what
that
I'm
way, I
saying.
don't think like necessarily there's no like
Yes, that's
restraining
what I'm
order.
saying. That
Femi,
if
Femi,
that is if she decides not
Femi,
to, but if she decides a restraining order, it's given to her. If she
Ebube,
decides, it's
I
given. But if she
understand. I
doesn't,
understand.
Yeah.
both of them are
I
agreed
understand the
to come. The
confusion
man
that
is agreed to come see the children.
Ebube,
Yeah.
Femi, I understand the confusion you guys are having. But we're not here to plan. We're not here giving people advice on how to get a divorce.
No, we are not. Oh,
Exactly. So
we are not.
going by what you have said, I'm just looking at the chat right now, and some people are thinking that, like Dam Larry is saying that in the chats, we have someone like Dam Larry that is saying that men should wise up. Dam Larry is also saying that if you and the man thinks he's traveling with his wife, not knowing that she has a plan B or a plan C. That's why it's so we're not here. We're not here telling people because the picture you have painted now, going by the picture that you have painted, the general idea is that anybody who is relocating to the West should not come along with their wives. That's what you're saying.
No. See, me, I relocated alone, and it's paining me. Oh, do you know why?
Why?
The workload is too much. I won't lie. The bills is too much. Paying your rent, your water bill. The rent is monthly paid.
Okay.
Yeah, 330 every month. I pay water, I pay lights. The bills, it's too much gone. It's too much. Oh. Hey, sometimes like this, if I calculate in a month and then do my conversion, I want to faint. Like I tell you, it's not easy coming alone. And I will advise, if you have a partner, please come with your partner.
Okay.
Yes. That is the only way both of them can pull through this whole bills payment. But again, there is also marriages that were meant to stand the test of time in Nigeria, but ended up dividing when they came here. Now, it's not because of my previous statements, but it's because of lack of understanding why they are here.
I don't understand what you just said right now.
Good.
Can you go over?
Yes. Now, some marriages that ended here, it's not because of grievance from the wife back from Nigeria or the woman was treated wrongly in Nigeria. No, it is just lack of understanding when they came here. Most times, it is the men that usually come first, then later the wife comes with the kids, or sometimes the wife comes first and later the man comes with the kids. They need to have a proper discussion. There's one of my videos that I did on Facebook. I said, men who are abroad, learn to tell your wives the truth of how you feel in the abroad, of how you are coping, your well-being, your mental health. Let them know before they come join you in any part of the world that you are. Because our environment, our system.
The camera is too close to your face. Can you give some
Okay.
space?
Okay.
Yes.
So Our system, the way our system works, it's not the same way their system works. Our system, normally you work from you resume your work by 8 in the morning to 5 in the evening, except those who are in the medical line, that maybe you're going for a night call or stuffs like that. Normally, we don't have what is called night shifts. Yeah. And again, we don't work 12 hours. We work 8 hours and then we go back home. Now, you don't tell your wife the truth. Oh, babe or honey, this is how my work is. In the morning, I leave my house by 7 so I can get there on time. And then I resume by 8. I close by 8 p.m. And then I come back home. I'm tired. I sleep. I work 4 times in a week, or I work 5 times in a week. You don't tell. And then when the woman comes back home, she wants to talk to you. You are saying, oh, I'm tired. I want to sleep. She wants to say something. She doesn't have your time, no attention, nothing. And then she feels, why did I even come? I would have just stayed there. Let me know that, yes, you are the only one that is here. That is because they don't understand. Me, I'm working. I work either day or night. Anywhere I see my name, I work. Now, if I'm working at night, I leave my house by 6:45 so I could get to the bus stop. I resume by 8 p.m. and then I close 8 a.m. That's 12 hours first. And before we get home, I get home by 9 o'clock. And then I enter the house. I just find food, have my bath, eat, and I go to bed. And I sleep because my whole day, first of all, there is nothing to do. I need to rest. Because the night shift, you have no time to sleep. You only have a break of 1 hour. And that 1 hour is not taken once. Your first 30 minutes or your first 15 minutes and everything, just to stretch your leg and all like that. You have to be on call. And then when I come home now, I just want to rest. And then you expect me to start going to cook or do something. No, I would want to rest. Now, if a wife doesn't understand this, or a husband doesn't understand this, then there is a problem. Some people here who are married, some work morning shifts, husband works night shifts. So the wife goes to work by 8 in the morning and close by 8 p.m. Husband is going to work by 8 p.m. and closing 8 a.m. So they are just moving round the clock.
They won't see themselves, sort of.
They won't see themselves.
Okay.
They won't see themselves, but that is already what is in place. They know what is happening. Now, imagine a woman who is not used to this kind of a lifestyle coming to meet her husband, and then before you know, the man is out of the house, and before she says, where are you? You are out again. There is what we call lack of understanding. So it's very important for, if you are here, either the husband or the wife, always be open. Tell your partner, this is how it is. This is just my life. So that you will know when you are coming here, you are coming to support me.
Prepared.
Yeah, be prepared. Yeah, prepare your mind. You are coming to support me so that you will know that when it's time for me to sleep, please don't disturb me. Let me sleep. Some people work 4 days. Imagine you are working like that for 4 straight days. And then somebody is trying, you come back in the morning just to sleep, and somebody wants to talk to you, want to have a discussion, knowing fully well that you are waking up again, and that same day, that same 6 p.m., you are running back to work to resume by 8 a.m. 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next day, 12 hours. So
we get that picture. We get the picture.
Yeah, so they need to be open. They need to be open to tell them how it is. Yes, they need to be open to tell them how it is, straight up.
This conversation that we are having can be quite it can be quite depressing because
Yeah, they need to be open straight up. Straight
because
up.
you are painting a picture that the trip is not a rosy one. That's the
It's
picture you're
not a
painting.
rosy one. I won't lie.
Okay,
It's not
so
a rosy one. It's only rosy when you are enjoying the social amenities, the lights, the safety. You walk at night late, you are safe. Everything is there because the camera is everywhere. So nobody's there to bug into your house to steal your stuff. But paying the bills is not rosy. It's not at all. Working 12 hours for 4 days is not a rosy one. It's not, even till now, me like this, sometimes I find it difficult to sleep during the day. I find it very
why?
difficult because I work at night.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm a night shift staff. So I work at night. And during the night, I'm awake all through the night. And then during the day, I find it difficult to sleep. So the moment I have just that 1 hour sleep that takes me off, don't call me. Don't even send me a message. I won't respond. I won't. Mm-mm.
so let's
So you don't
so we,
expect me now. You don't expect me like this now. If I have a partner who is coming to meet me and then he's waking me up, oh, please don't. Let me sleep. Because that is the only thing. That 1 hour sleep is what keeps me insane. So we need to tell our people the truth. Don't hide behind the fact that, oh, you're snapping good pictures, you are going out eating this one and this one. No, tell them the truth. Let them prepare their minds that this is how it is.
we have a couple of comments. Mega Builder says that although people complain are still there and have not come back.
Yes, we will not come back. Do you know why? We will not come back. Do you know
So
why?
they come to be saying, what if
First
you
of
ask
all,
him?
the society is enabling. We will not come back. When you walk, you see your money.
Okay, so let's to bring us back to the conversation so that because at the end of all this, the title of today's video is why do relationships die abroad. All right, and we've been able to mention a couple of things. So to do like a quick recap of the conversations we've had. You've mentioned that sometimes couples are coming abroad, so couples are traveling abroad, and there are already deep-seated issues in their marriage before they come. And so
Yeah.
by the time they're arriving, they're already at that point in which more often times the wife is not ready to work things out because, as far as she's concerned, the trip for her is just it's like an escape from
Yeah.
a terrible marriage. So we have that. You also mentioned that there are also circumstances where people do not know what they are coming to expect. So by the time they get there, the stress of everyday living, working 12-hour shift that puts you out of sync with each other, puts a
Mm-hmm.
pressure on marriages. You also
Yeah.
mentioned that some cases, there are actually some cases in which a particular partner, maybe a woman, in the wife in the marriage, already has it at the back of her mind that she probably might be able to get a white man with citizenship to marry, and so
Yeah.
she's already incentivized her to exit the marriage, regardless of whatever the man or the husband does. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
we've had these particular three scenarios now. There's a fourth one, the issue of the fact that the bills you have to pay are such that people may not have time for romance or have time for the relationship as they would have in the countries they are coming from. So in the middle of all this, what would you advise? What would you advise with what you know now, with what you've experienced? If you had to give advice to somebody who was in your shoes, who's actually thinking of um, getting a visa, traveling out of the country they are in for work to another country, and the person is thinking of either taking his wife along as a man or taking his girlfriend, arranging for his girlfriend and all that. What advice would you give such a young man?
First of all, be ready for anything. Mm-hmm.
That,
Be
that
ready
doesn't
for, yeah.
that doesn't sound like good advice. What does
No,
it mean?
no,
What does it
no, no,
advise?
no. Yes, see, it doesn't sound like a good one because we always have this faith of speak positively. Yes, we know, but be ready for anything, first of all. But this one is aside. I will explain this. Now, if you're coming in with your partner, please don't listen to side talks of say who brings a lady abroad is bad. No, that is a lie. You need your partner to survive this place, except you are a single person and then you just come over here. You need your partner to survive this place. The only thing is, when you come down here, just humble yourself. Simple. Yes, both of you should learn to compliment yourselves. Just humble yourselves to yourself. If it's the chores that is going to bring issue, both of you should talk about it. Just be open, be truthful to yourselves. Talk about everything. Talk it out. Because that's the only way.
Why people are coming from a culture where the husband does not do house chores?
Now there the problem good day. That is where.
Let's assume you have that kind of marriage, a marriage in which the husband does not do house chores, he doesn't wash dishes, he does not sweep, he doesn't mop the floor, he doesn't wash clothes. That's the way in which he is the man of the house, and that is what the house does in an African sense. And that man is relocating with his family. What advice do you give such a man?
I will tell him to fix himself first. He should go meet his mom to fix himself. Oh yes, he needs to fix himself. Because if he doesn't fix himself, if his marriage lasts for 2 years, then he needs to do a Thanksgiving.
Are you for real?
I'm for real. Do you know why?
Why?
Do you know why? Here, people do their things by themselves. People do their things by themselves. It's not like our culture whereby the man sits down, he just crosses his own leg, and then he just, hey, Mama Mary, I'm hungry. Please, if you are hungry, then
That was evil.
open the fridge or the freezer, bring stuff out, microwave, and eat. You don't wait for your.
What if the man is like way older, like very old? And okay, let me not say very old, but it's like he's old. He's older than normal.
Way older. You see here, there is nothing like you are way older. That age is for you personally. That is your age.
Okay.
It's your age. Yeah. See, the wives still do. The wives, they still do.
Those people that are way older, all those older couples are not the wives. I'm not sure they will want to leave. Actually, I'm not sure they will want to get a divorce and everything, because
No. This thing is really practical with mostly young couples.
Young couples, exactly.
Yeah, it's practical with mostly the young couples, not the older ones. No, the very young ones. Yeah.
So
See,
on a scale of like 1 to 10, how young couples who relocate to the western cities and all, how many of them do you think have survived? Have you seen any case? Because basically the stories you have been giving us are the ones that have not survived at all in the relationship. Have you seen
no
anyone?
marriages have survived though. I won't lie.
Young couples, I'm not talking
Yes,
about old couples.
young couples, they have survived. Young couples have survived. And that is where I'm talking about understanding. If you don't communicate with your partner, both of you won't understand yourself. Now,
Basically, communication is the key.
yes, Now, let me ask you this question now. You
Okay.
are working 8 hours, like 12 hours day shift, and Ade is working 12 hours night shift. And then you come back from work during the day, like at night, and then you just want to eat. Him himself, he's running to work. Won't he prepare what he would take to work for that night?
Apparently, he has to because I can't come and start making that.
Good, because you can't come back and start making that for him, right?
Exactly.
Good.
Yes.
Now, when he's coming back from work during the day, and you are going to work during the day, who he's going to make food for himself when he comes back from work, right? Because you are running to work in the
Yes.
morning. Good.
Yes.
This is where the responsibility comes from.
Okay,
It's
now I
not
understand
only
what you're saying.
it's not only when both of you are on you are off. It's something called off. Like it means that you are not going to work maybe for like 2 days, and him himself, he's not going to work. Or maybe you are not going to work for 2 days and he's going to work. So in that 2 days, you'll be able to put the house in order. So since you are not going to work, you cook food, you stock the fridge, you arrange the house, you clean, you just do what you need to do
Yeah.
because you're not going to work for 2 days. Then when he is not going to work for 2 days also, he does the same thing.
Exactly.
Now this is where the responsibility comes from. The job is not left for one person, and that is where most partners get it all wrong. With the idea of I am the man and you are the woman. There's nobody dragging that position with you as the man. Neither is anybody dragging it from you as the woman. What is there is just help when you can, where you can. The things that you know you can do it when you can, so that the pressure would not be too much on the woman. This is where everything is coming from. So because there's no communication, they just feel, oh, you did not go to work for okay, I am going to work. You just came back. Why did you not cook food? Why did you not do this? No, you get your food, you eat. And when you think that, okay, I'm not going to work for 2 days, I'm off, I will stock the house. And when you think that you are off, you stock the house. That is how communication flows. Seriously, when I came here, I was so surprised. Like, okay, so where I'm coming from is a different world, because I don't think I should be at work by 9 p.m. doing what? I should be at home sleeping. But my life has changed. My whole life has changed, because during the day I hardly function well because of the effect of night shifts. Do you get the effect of night shift? Yeah, it's really weighing on me very well. That during the day I hardly function very well, and during the day I have the particular time that I sleep, and that is as a result of a night shift. From 10 in the morning to 2, that is when I sleep, and that is because of night shifts. So they need to communicate. Communication is key in a marriage abroad here.
We don't want to
Communication is key.
for the time. We won't thank you for the time that you've taken to talk to us about this. I think we let me just I think we have one question. We have a question in the chat for you.
Mm.
And then after let me just see if I can track the question down.
I think somebody said, "Be ready for anything." How? Something like that.
Okay. Yes. When you mentioned that you must be ready for anything, let me just pull that chat up and see if we can. Yes, it's Chimsy Comfort.
Yeah.
Saying ready for anything else. Oh, exactly. So, can you
How?
elaborate on that? Yes,
Okay.
what did you mean by that? Said ready for anything, and then we'll
Good. How? Now, the thing is, we are humans. you really don't know the heart of the next person. Like I said before, be nice to your partner, but you really don't know the heart of the next person. No matter how good you can be, you don't know the heart of the next person. Now, most women have been treated rightly, but they come here and they treat their husbands wrongly.
Okay.
Now, yes. Now, this is not as a result of they actually wanted to, but most times it's because of side talks. Maybe they have some friends over here or some friends back at home who is, trying to speak to their conscience. And then when the lady comes and she's acting strange, and you, the man, you're wondering, well, I've been nice to her, I've been good to her, I've been this to her. At that point, you just need to just have an open heart.
So
Because
what you're saying is that for most men, any man who is relocating, what you're basically saying is that any man who is relocating to the West with his wife must prepare his mind that at some point she will want to leave and there's nothing he can do to stop it. Is that
at
what you're
some
saying?
point, if anything happens at any point, he should be able to hold himself and move on.
All right.
Yes, we are humans and we are not going to lie to ourselves.
All right, so I would say this. Ebube, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us on this call. I actually want to thank you for being patient with us and for joining the call at very, very short notice. Okay, so I'll give you a bit of background. Like I mentioned much earlier, I'm a public health physician. I practice in Nigeria, and I host this show alongside my co-host and the wonderful team that I've been behind the scenes getting this show together. And the reason why we're doing the show is to help young people more or less start new things. I want to help them prepare for the realities of getting married, of starting a family. If they have to relocate, the things they should keep at the back of their mind. So that's more or less the major reason why we host the show. We didn't give you ample notice, and I would say one thing, that the thoughts that you have communicated are extremely you've been extremely real. Anyone who heard you talk, anybody that heard this live stream, for all the people on the live stream, their comments, they were astounded by what you said, because a lot of people, most people don't talk this way. Most people do not they don't expose things, they're not open as you've been. I would really appreciate that. I would want to get you on subsequent calls. All right, I want to get you on subsequent calls so that at least give people have a perspective as to the differences in life, the way in which, because a lot of people, the way things work in Nigeria, in Egypt, in South Africa, it's not the same way it works in the UK, in Canada. And so we appreciate you for joining us on this call. And we look forward to having you. I hope that if we invite you for a subsequent call, you will join us.
Yes, I'm very, very much welcome. I would respond.
Thank you very much.
And you can tell people about the live stream too. People
So
who
Yeah,
want to
I
talk
will.
about. Yeah.
So this video will be up on YouTube. You can take a look on YouTube. It's under Creative Commons attribution, so that means that you should be able to download the video. And if you want to clip out the parts, where you spoke and all that, you are free to clip it and use it in whatever way you like.
Okay.
Thank you very much for being a part of the call. I want to thank everybody
You're
who has been
welcome.
this live stream. It's almost 8 o'clock. Usually we're supposed to run between 5 to 8 p.m. West African time. It's almost 8, and we want to ensure that everyone, you can have if you haven't had your dinner already, you can take your dinner and then prepare for work tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, at this point, please, I beg to leave. I need to hurry up. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, so you've heard Ebube. She works in the UK. She's also a student. She's a student union president for the International Student Union president for Middlesbrough University, if I'm right. And she's with us on this live call. So thank you very much. So Fato, let's just before we close out the show, let me have what are your thoughts? What really struck you? What was the most astounding thing that you heard? Because today I felt as if I had received breakfast for some other person.
No, she actually said a lot, but the main thing is that I think when she was talking, she made people, okay, the guys believe that if any girl they like take outside the country, or probably their partners, if they take them outside the country, they are they are going to divorce them and
Are you
all.
saying this because maybe there's somebody that who is trying to take care of the country? You want to calm the guy down so that I can quickly get
No,
there?
no, no, no,
Okay.
no. That's why I said everything boils down to like communication and understanding your partner. Because
Okay.
once you have that understanding, it's going to like, I think everything is going to work out well for you. You cannot just, how will I put it now? She said
But
some.
can you really understand the person?
You
For those people who are
That's how you have to tolerate people. You have to tolerate them. You have to. It's communication. Just understand people. Every time, every day. I feel like every day you get to know somebody. Some things you don't know about them, you get to know it every single day. So you just have to like tolerate them and like, okay, understand why this person is doing this thing. And I don't think it's everybody that. That's why I was asking her if it's older people that will not want to divorce or not. I don't think it's everybody. I think at one time I saw one. Is it sweet or something? I think the girl, she was thanking her, her ex, that thank you for bringing me to this country. I found the real love of my life now. And everybody
Oh my
everybody found it
God,
so weird. Like,
that's
even me, I
hilarious.
found it weird, because how can somebody carry you to another place, take you somewhere, and you're not saying that you found the real love of your life here? I don't understand. So sometimes I just feel like one person said on the live chat that probably the women had already mistreated the men before. That's why they are that's why they are treating the women badly now and all. I just feel like, if you that's why I said, in general, if you treat your woman right, and women too, if you treat your men right, I don't think all these issues will come up, basically. Please, if you're outside the country, please don't divorce your man if you if he's not washing the dishes or doing anything.
All right. So I think we should just take like final thoughts from Femi before we close out. So Femi, do you want to give us some final thoughts? You want to get some final thoughts in before we close out the show?
She had said a lot, but like most of the things I do agree with, and some things or some of the narratives she's trying to push out there, I definitely don't agree with that. Because like apparently
Okay.
She has made marriage look
What exactly do you
like
disagree with
an
her?
instrument of destruction. Okay.
Okay.
The one she said, or something she said, she talked about was, men going back. What's it called? The impact of mother-in-law in marriages, which is like I think she's trying to like push it out that when mother-in-law are involved in their marriages, uh, it's like husband tends to like go with whatever their mother-in-law is saying, and it's not always the case because like it's different for my mother. Like my sister is married, and our mother-in-law interfered, but then again, eventually, it's always good to like keep that gap. I remember when I was growing up, my dad said one thing that he did not bring. When you give birth, like when you get married and you want your mom to come to Lagos to come and take care of your children. My dad said he didn't do that because he understand that his mom is kind of like his mom has a difficult personality, which is my grandmother, and at that time my dad said he didn't want his mom to like disrespect his wife, and his wife not to disrespect his mother. So like the way he put it was they only see during festive time, that's Ilea, and after then like they don't like after Ilea, when she came to Lagos, she's always like in her lane because my dad do try to like put her in her lane. So that narrative about mother-in-law, it depends on how, like the kind of relationship or the kind of mother-in-law
You are
spouses have.
have.
So It's not like I
Well,
said.
they're not
It's always
absolute.
case
They're
by
not
case.
absolute. It's a
What do
case
you
by
say?
case basis. They're not
Exactly. It's
absolute.
always case by case.
Yeah.
So it's not always like people coming here to people getting married, and when they come here, I know women have like a lot of opportunities when it comes to like marital disparities. But sometimes it's not always like it's not always like the men are always the evil one. What about like the way, okay, let me give you an instance. Men can be, we all know that
Do you
men are
want?
dominant.
Do you want to come back on camera then? Because
If you give me like 5 minutes, I'm heading to my car now because I just got off work and I'm trying like
okay.
walk down to my car. So like
Oh,
if I can be in my car, I can like go through all this. But like I just wanna make a few things, like I just wanna clear a few things. Um that Okay. So she made it seem like I understand that women come here and they have what's it called? They have upper hand. Man, put on that way. They have like advantages in their marriages, and they have a lot of support, a lot of like support system around them. That is fair. But like, what of like, okay, let me give you an example. If like back home you are married to a man and you know this man, that the way he say is is a leader. He has a commanding tone. He is in charge of everything. He pays the bills. He does everything for you. And when you come to Canada now, you are also taking into like women, like you as the wife, you are also sharing the bill. And now you want the man that you know that he has been dominating the house, he has been dominating the marriage. You want him to now come and be like doing things, and you want him to change all of a sudden. You didn't give him time to like change, or time to like you know lean into this new process or into this new environment. And another thing is, women, like Nigerian women that comes to abroad, they do gossip with their co-workers at work. And the white people, the way the white
they're
people
gonna
do
they're
You
gonna
their,
fight
started
no,
you
you.
no,
say women
no, not
gossip.
gossip. Gossip is not the word. Like
You
talk. I
use
want to say talk. No, gossip is not the word. Sorry, pardon my language.
no
I
problem.
want to say I want to say they have conversations with their co-workers. And the second they begin to be like, oh, like I do this for my husband, like I will still go home to like cook for my husband. They'll be like, do you mean after this whole work, you still go home to that and cook for him? No, you're not supposed to do that. You can't do that. And now they begin to take this advice. They begin to like, react some kind of way to their husband. Person will be safe for house for Naija. Now you they do everything. Now you they cook the food. Now you they do. You get what I mean? So now it's now like you are not trying to like see things. You're not trying to like accept what has not been, what you were not doing, like what you people have not been practicing. Now you are trying to like practice it, and you are not even like introduce. When you are giving people baby steps to introduce them into like this new process, but all of a sudden you want a turnaround change. No, now like honestly, personally, I feel like that's like a lot of reasons why like marriages have problems. Yeah, yeah,
There in that in outside the country, how will I
yeah,
put it now? We have more how the women, I think they tend to answer them more there compared to here in Nigeria. Here in Nigeria, they don't care because they feel like the men are the alpha male and okay, men can do whatever they want to do. But there,
yeah.
once they get to like okay, they know that these people are reasoning us, these people put women first. Don't you think those things will change?
Of course, like that's what I'm trying to say. That once they establish that, okay, there's this opportunity, or there's this change in environment, the way they look at women, that okay, I also have say, I also have like a voice, and it's not like what my husband said. Like, you get what I mean? So sorry, give me 1 second. I'm close to my car. I'm so sorry. Like, yeah, I can come on. Sorry, can you see me now?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say in essence is this: that if like you are like the way it is now, is that this environment, it allows you to know that okay, we have rights from different from the way it is now. So that right being established, I have this right, and I have people that are willing to like fight for me. I have people that are willing to advocate for me. It does change their narrative. It does change their approach. It does change their behavior. The way they behave towards their husband, it does changes. So what I'm just trying to clarify from all of this statement is just I don't want it to be like it's only like the men that they are the evil ones or the men that they are like the controlling freak or like the kind of picture it's always like different. It's always different in case to case, like by case to case. Because like when you examine one person and when you look at okay, like what have they been doing from back home? When they came to Canada, what changed? Because and sometimes it can be that it can be like, and that's another thing that my mom used to tell me that like whatever you do at home, like that's the kind of like behavior you would transfer to your household. That's the kind of behavior you will behave towards your wife. Because if you don't like some men don't even know how to cook in Canada. Some men don't even know how to do house chores. And we are still like in the Western world. And they still expect their wife to come back from like a 10-hour shift to come and do this work. And at the end of the day, won't this create like a lot of like disparities? But what I'm just trying to say is just it's always like case by case, it's always like different, it's not always like the way it seems. It's not like always the way
Yeah,
it would be painted to
it
be.
will be painted. Okay,
Yeah,
so if you had to
true.
advise right now, based on your own experience, if you had to advise a young man who's relocating to, you're advising a young man who's relocating to Canada just like you have. He has a girlfriend in Nigeria. His
Yeah.
girlfriend doesn't have a job. She wants to come over alongside with him. He wants to arrange for her to come along with him. What advice would you give him?
I would say if you have a girlfriend, like be like my first advice is always be you and it might be like a drastic like you might take it like as me being drastic.
Just give us
If
the
you
advice.
guys know if you guys know you are going into this marriage thing, I would advise you get a prenuptial agreement first of all. But the but like the prenuptial agreement should always be like who, what, where, and how. Like who owns this, who owns what. Like you get what I mean. Like in case if there's like a dissolution, who's taking what, who's
Okay.
taking this, who's taking that. So that way it does protect you, your wife, and also if you have children, it has to state there that who is taking responsibility of these children. And it's not supposed to like look great as drastic as it is, but like the environment, the country we find ourselves into has made a lot of people to take these precautionary measures in place because like you cannot at the end of the day you not want it that even if you have a child for instance you don't want it that your child will like labor all his life and he marries a woman and she then comes around and take everything or more than half of what he owns because the way it is now they give women more than half of like what even the man owns. So like my advice is always like know the kind of person you want to marry and know who you are marrying before. I'm not married though, and maybe hopefully like some years down the line I'll get married. But before it comes to that, we would have had a lot of conversation. We would have done a lot of like dating and a lot of like difficult conversation, cause and a lot of like what was it called? A lot of difficult conversation in the sense that what are your goals? Like where do you see yourself in 5 years time? What do you think? What do you
But
hope to
that
achieve?
does not those having those conversations does not change the fact that somebody can have those conversations, give you the answers you want, and still decide to show you changes. It still does not. You just said,
I see,
you know what?
see, see,
The art
see.
of
Mr. Ade.
people.
Okay.
Okay, I'm with you.
See, I want like I understand like human being change, people change, and that's like one thing that is constant in life. The person that you think is like the good girl of today, or the good boy of today, let me put it that way. The good man that you think is the best man today can wake up tomorrow morning and start behaving anyhow. Like that's like the reality of where we see ourselves in this present age and time. But like the only thing we can always ensure to do is that we can always ensure to make sure we know the kind of person we are dating, or to make sure we know the kind of person we are going into this married thing with. Because at the end of the day, the truth is that I feel like most relationships, after a while, love dies, right? So what remains? Friendship, companionship. That's the truth now. My
But
brain
even
cannot like
friendships die now. People's friendships end now. There are lots of people who stay married in Nigeria not because they like themselves, because they cannot afford to survive independently of each other. There are
Same
lots
here.
of people. What do you say?
I said like I think same is the case in abroad because like especially if like you like for instance now the lady that I was talking about, she's on study permit, the husband is on spousal work permit, and now the husband is separating with her. Now I think if I was like usually the way it is some people want to stay with the wife pending where she get a permanent residence because like the second like you get the second that you guys separate and like you remember a visa or the partner's work permit is always tied to the primary applicant. So the second that you guys separate and you are going both ways, like there's always that tendency of you losing your status here in Canada. And if you don't have status in Canada, government will issue you notice to leave the country. So that's why some people kind of like stay in their marriage just because of like certain conditions, not because of I want to be in this marriage anymore.
All right. So, Femi, it's been lovely talking to you, really.
It's been awesome. It's been awesome.
So summarize your own thoughts. If you have a young man in Nigeria or a young woman in Nigeria and they're looking to travel out together and continue their relationship, you advise that first and foremost they should look into getting a prenuptial agreement.
Yeah, it might sound crazy, but I think that's the way we should go.
No, it's not. It's not crazy. So what we would do, one of the things we probably would do is, in follow-up sessions, we would explore that. Okay, we would
Yeah,
explore the practicality and the morality of it. Also, subsequently, is follow-up sessions. A couple of
yeah,
things that we brought up. A couple of things we brought up: dealing with in-laws, dealing with, and I can say that a couple of people in the chat mentioned the whole issue of mother in-laws and the rest.
yeah.
Chimsy Comfort mentioned the issue of mother in-laws is a fact. So I'm trying in subsequent streams
Yeah, next topic.
in subsequent streams, we will
Yeah.
discuss how to navigate handling those people who have a say in the life of the person that you're engaging with. So we'll do that. But like always, Femi, it's a blast. You are fast becoming one of our best go-to resource persons on these conversations, and we're extremely grateful that you've taken out time to be with us today. All right, so I'm going to bid you have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us on the call. We hope you join our call next week Tuesday, 5 p.m. West African time. We're improving, as you can see, we're trying to improve every single day, and also invite your friends to join us as well, friends, colleagues. Let's have lovely conversations and that can change the lives of people who are over here. I heard you said something that you're still single. You don't have you're not dating anymore presently.
They said he's not married.
Okay, you said
I
you're
said
not
I'm not
married.
married though. Me dating yeah.
All right, no problem. You're not even in the point of dating at all. And if not, I probably would have arranged someone for you.
No,
Okay, Mr.
I didn't
Femi.
say I was not dating or not.
Okay, you have people that you're dating that you're deceiving now, people. You're just not marrying them yet.
No, don't let us go into that conversation. That's
We
not the
won't get
topic
to
of
that.
today.
Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get to that today. Subsequent one too. It's
All
lovely
right.
having you as always.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for being a part of this show. Peace out. And to every single person, James Comfort, I see you. You said that no one is single. Okay, well, I don't know about that. The beginning of our show, usually you say most young men are single, most young women are not. My name is Adi Folami Agumbi Adi, and this has been the Darkpore Show. I've had the privilege of having.
Osato Erohon.
Okay, so Osato was the one who she scripted this particular show, even though we didn't follow the script exactly the way it was meant to go. But it's lovely. Thank you very much for joining us. For everybody who's been a part of the live stream, so I'll go through in no order of importance. Okay, in no order of importance. Every single person I'll call right now, we really appreciate it. So, Peter and Olapo, thank you very much for being a part of the team. Mr. Lawal for setting up, Mr. Shito, Mr. Adam, Adegoke, thank you very much for coordinating things behind the scenes. To Comfort for being engaged on the stream. Juliet, It's lovely having you. Dem Larry and Marshall, we see you, we hail you. Thank you very much. To every single person who has been on the Darkpore Show in person, physically, all right, we appreciate we appreciate you guys as always. So follow the live. If you are yet to subscribe to the channel, it's at Darkpore Show on YouTube, on X, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. We're working on this, and if you have time, check out our other channels. We have we're putting together a Fact Politics channel, Selection Poll, Exoda, and several other channels in the weeks to come. So thank you very much for being a part of the show. It's lovely having you. Do you have any final thoughts before we sign out?
No. Okay. Thank you very much, and don't forget to tell your people, your community, anybody at all, to always join us on Tuesday 5 p.m. for our live stream. Thank you.
Okay.
Peace out.
Peace out.
What you frowning for is my deed. Better let's talk about it. Oh, better let's talk about it. What's eating you up? Or you got some baby mama issues you're dealing with? Better let's talk about it. 2-year-old is
This week, I found cause to worry about young men. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
The normal way, actually, that people start relationships in the vast majority of
Normal. It's the reason why most of our ancestors then, when people were getting to the age of 18, once women start getting to the age of 18, they will prefer for them to get married because they understand that the older you get, the harder it becomes. We'll go back right now. So I would ask that question again. Not what do you need to get pregnant, not what do you need to have children. What do you need to start a family?